Hello and welcome to Olsem Wanem. Last week we took you all the way to New Ireland province to highlight issues surrounding logging. For this episode, we move on to Bulolo district in the Morobe province. Edwin Fidelis takes us to a rural-based eye care program carried out in the district. This may be one of the first programs to be conducted in one of the remote part of the province. The program aims to help people in the Bulolo area who have eye problems but haven't been so lucky to get such help.
Bulolo district is one of the 9 districts of the Morobe province. Its estimated population 80,000 men, women and children. It's a mountainous region of the Morobe province and shares common boundary with Oro, Central and Gulf provinces. The people are scattered in small hamlets along the mountain ridges and are cut off from basic government services that are provided in the district headquarters, Bulolo. The current administration, under the leadership of Sam Basil, have pushed for an equal treatment for these rural people in terms of health and other basic services.
National government give money, provincial government, put him Wanem up, na sabe give him service.
One of the new programs established last year is the rural-based eye care program.
All doctors come now, only make him now, only diagnose him all patients. Mipla buy him 380,000 kina. Mipla buy him finish one pla medical service where only kisim all doctor boy blow eye, na mipla walk about lo patrol one time.
Almost all the people in this group are grandparents who are having difficulty in reading. About a week ago, they gathered to get one of the health services that they never got before.
Okay.
A team of eye specialists visited remote villages in the Garaina Valley in the district. They came to assess and diagnose people with visionary problem.
Since me been work one time all NGOs na kam lo look do me. This lakan service bin sa kamap lo rural areas. All NGOs this a service go lo certain all places where only got funding.
Bulolo district started this program after realizing that a lot of the older people in the electorate are having difficulty in seeking eye care.
This plan me very important Lord people because plenty time Mrs. Taplo lay na lo buang na lo Bulolo. All people sabe come asking me lo kisim kari go antaplo goroka lo eye specialist. So now me bring him eye specialist he come lo bush area so that all people lo here only no need lo go find him eye specialist.
Nearly all the eye care programs in Papua New Guinea are established in urban areas and the services provided are sometimes expensive, making it difficult for the rural population to seek help.
Access in general in Papua New Guinea is difficult, mainly due to the terrain and the accessibility, as you say, and its lack of infrastructure. Most people live in remote areas, which is very hard to access, and the biggest part on the service providers is also a big lack in manpower resources to be able to provide these services to the people in the rural areas.
Sam Basil, the founder of the program, says this isn't the first and it won't be the last.
So me plaba finish him all gera Bulolo district 6 pla LLG bambla finish it all gera time me pla finish now but second phase and ba only come back ken lo Garaina Valley na online only give him prescription ba me pla ringi kam lo visit phone all ba go back lo hap lo all ba cut him eyebrow na put him clean him eyebrow all dust na cataracts ba arouse him na all proper lenses ba me pla karem kam na give him all.
While the district struggles to deliver other basic services to its people, Mr. Basil says the eye care program is also a worthwhile investment for the people in his electorate. Bulolo district may have been the first district in the Morobe province to bring this much-needed help to its people in remote villages.
Since me play starting this work na kami lugu masam ikat good pa respond lol community lo warrior LLG oli amas nunggu through because now all can read in Bible, all can read in all lik all writing lo, book, because only piney mats straight now lo buy glass and expensive.
Over the last decade, eye care hasn't been taken seriously as a health problem, but in recent years, it is slowly and eventually gaining recognitions. The Bulolo District Rural Eye Care Program gives you a picture of the type of services that remained one of the challenges for the rural people. Many people argue that PNG is under-resourced with its level of expertise to tackle these problems, such as visionary deficiencies.
We do not have enough trained people in eyes to take care of eye problems, the common eye problems in Papua New Guinea. Because if you think about it, we have 7 million people, and there are only 12 national Papua New Guinea trained specialists.
Welcome back to Olsem Wanem. Like many other rural areas in Papua New Guinea, Morobe province comprises mostly of rural areas that have been cut off from basic services. One of them is the eye healthcare service that hasn't been given much attention over the years. But recently, these services are reaching the people slowly for the first time.
Over the last decade, the National Department of Health and international health organizations such as the UN, USAID and UNICEF have repeatedly reminded us of the deficiencies within the health sector of the country, and most of the information can be recited from memory.
Okay, vision problem and usually age-related problem. Okay, time you reach age of 40. And plenty of you reach the age of 40, but you got refractive errors. Refractive errors where you don't have reading all, legal writing. Nah, sometimes you don't have long way.
For the past 30 years, much of the work are being carried out into rural areas by mostly church-run organizations or specially funded government programs. The statistics that are made available by these organizations in terms of poor service delivery are the same stories that are being told over and over again.
It may seem that a lot of Papua New Guineans do not take care about their eye health, but this is not because they do it purposely, but it's I think it's to do with ignorance, and a lot of them are unaware that they can have their eyes, regularly checked, and if errors or any preventable causes that the eye examination can reveal and correct, they can benefit from it.
According to PNG's National Eye Care, at least 29% of the total population are visually impaired. This is equivalent to about 146,000 people over the age of 50 years old.
But Kamlo place, aging problem. Okay, narapla regarding where all man in look good, some clouds are karamapi mai. Age, narapla or legal pikini sampla say born one time. Also born one time. Time all born by lugosem sumuk or white plaque kilauti karamapi mai.
While there may be adequate funds available to fund these programs, like the Bulolo Rural Eye Care Program, there are other implications that come with it. First, the cost of delivering these services is expensive, where much of the funds are being used up by freight costs alone. And secondly, the limited number of professionals who have appropriate training to deliver these services.
There are only 12 national Papua New Guinea trained specialists and 3 expatriates that serve as eye doctors in Papua New Guinea. So that if you divide that number into 7 million, you will see that is one eye doctor for every 500,000 people, which is a very big number, and obviously we don't have the capacity to be able to deal with all the eye problems in Papua New Guinea.
Now, legal something close to you can look in good or no, guy? No, more. Not slide, slide. This now me explain him. You see when something to you. Class 2 in an apple pin. Not side. Because something come face glass outside. So and bad operation. Operation too. Lay or must be Kuroka Wanem apple. Bamla masalim golo Australian and big money again. I'm kind of solve a cut him eye blown Arabla. MC accident. So Bambo car, it's like I know, cut him, saving the staff and all vaccine, cut him now, but some of him.
While Papua New Guinea struggles to maintain its health system, many places, mostly rural areas, haven't got the health services they deserve. It's a concern echoed by non-government organizations and other rural-based organizations, which argued that there are a lot of people who are still being left out, and it's a problem that needs to be urgently addressed.
The doctors have to operate on that.
While they don't have accurate statistics to prove the extent of the problem, eye specialists like Elijah Gutney suggest that present health concerns like visionary deficiency may become a problem for Papua New Guinea in the near future.
Like visual deficiency problems, there are also other health issues in the country that haven't been attended to. The inaccessibility of health services is a common problem all across the country. And to give you a clear picture of what we are talking about, we'll take you into another remote district in the Morobe province, where infant maternal mortality remained one of the many challenges.
Like most of the rural villages in the Morobe province, Lembati is remote and isolated. It is situated in the hinterlands along the Sarawak Range in the Finsafen district. The nearest government station is in Pindiu. It is a 3-day walk from Lembati village. At Lembati, infant and maternal mortality remains a big concern. At least 6 mothers die every month from childbirth complications and other preventable diseases. For infants, more than 12 of them die every month. That's roughly the number of babies that were born alive every week at the Engau Hospital in Ley or the Port Moresby General Hospital. Lisa Evil, a primary school teacher at Lembati, agrees that poor roads and inadequate health facilities in the area is a major contributor to the unacceptably high mother and child deaths.
So advog lo mipla lo salim moltu lo balus. So mipla isabe karim sigman meri o body na mipla isabe bogobot to. Mipla isabe bogobot ko lo road blockar na mipla mas putim lokar na mipla mas bringim golausik. So samplata mem sa alright samplata mipla golo road igadevi na mipla sa comeback ken kanu se mem dayo. Sampla something and mipla sa comeback yan. So this plan now I'm giving big level lo mipla lo kind remote areas.
But those statistics come from few government workers like Lisa and other village people. The high rate of infant and maternal deaths you see here are just as bad as 10 other villages located beyond those mountains that have infant and maternal deaths much higher than those happening at Lembati village.
Yeah, I'm sorry, come up. Inside long one place, I got 6 floor, 7 floor mama can die na. Same time to get all pigini to all service die and winim 12 na. And more than 12 also die. Because mipla like salimolo balus and time lo balus ba postpone, come back next week now. Advog mipla waiting balus, so mipla mas kare mall na wogobot lo painim elpim. So mipla go alright then mipla bago kama blouse signal sa helpim na. Noka de mipla go lo rot na iga devi na mipla sa comeback ken. So this plan na moglogin big play below mipla.
Au mipla sa stab life art straight. Samda time mipla bungi mevi ausik blo mipla liglik. Na olman sa karem mipla lo ya goran lo wagasarang. Na ol doctor seki mosem EVM go big play molsa sanem mipla goran lo brown dolphins.
The statistics of mothers and babies dying here portrays years of government neglect and a rural health system that isn't working.
Mipla no roadblock car no sa mipla go kam ol mama sa pilimpen lo karem sampla mama sa daina. Sampla mama mipla sa karem golo mindik el centa sampla mipla sa golo wagi jalingan long way up straight. Sampla mama blo mipla em la karem stab go saniet stab go abinun na idem lusim life blong em na pignin stab inside lo bel blo mama na em lusim life.
A combination of inconsistent supply of medicines, poor health facilities, and limited access to road infrastructure drives up a steady increase of mother and child deaths every year.
Mas bogobot sampla days na go come up lo road blocker silip no mas travel locar sampla days before lo mipla go come up lo solwara ve ablok simsit.
Nursing officers sent here are drawn away because of the distance and the isolation of these mountain areas. Many people have migrated away from their villages and went to other places like Leh City in search for better lives they can't find in their village, while many who remained continue to face the challenges.
We've looked at some of the remote places in the Morobe province where health services have been a daily struggle. In this final segment, we look at how health organizations are working towards addressing these health issues, especially the infant maternal mortality in Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea's health system has come under vast criticism for its poor delivery in the country. Government budget allocations in delivering effective health services to the people have achieved little results. But because of the geographical locations of most of the places in the country, not much of the services are reaching the people. In November 2013, the national government locked up a total budget of 13 billion kina, making it one of the biggest ever budget handed down by the current O'Neill-led government.
Authority down there, and of course ultimately we're giving more and more funding down to the district around these things. So what should be down at the ward level in terms of health? It should be an APOS. Next step up is the ward cluster service centre, which should be the health centre. The next step up is the district or local level government headquarters, I should say, which is where there should be a sub-district hospital. Up to the district hospital, and up to the province, there should be a provincial hospital there. And in the same manner with education, we should be linked by the transport system and the communication system.
More than 1 billion kina was allocated to the development of basic health care services that includes free health care services for all citizens. But there are still uncertainties if whether or not these health services will be trickling down into the rural areas, as many argue that rural areas might not benefit from these health services.
I go to health centers on a regular basis. Some of them are very nice nurses, very well kept health centers. They're doing their best, and you'd recommend anyone to go to that health center. But some of the health centers are dirty. The nurses don't come to work very often, and when they do, they're not particularly welcoming to the patients. So it's no surprise that in those districts that have that kind of health center, women are not so keen to walk a long distance to go to that health center. and you think perhaps, it might be locked. Some health centers, they lock the door at 4 o'clock, and then it's difficult to find the nurse.
Health specialists agree that in order to address Papua New Guinea's health problems, more focus has to be given to the current health facility. Rural health care should become a priority, with more funding pumped into refurbishing the rundown state of aid posts and health centers rather than building new ones. More so, basic infrastructure such as roads and schools should be incorporated in healthcare plans.
What mipla like him na mipla ting mipla like him also mipla masigata inspector blo mipla yet blo dispa to play inside blo up in the sub district.
Over the years, a key component of delivering effective healthcare to the rural people are the CHW. It's a system where nurses travel into isolated villages that have limited access to health services. Mobai Samson is one of the clinical health workers who used to visit isolated villages in the Morobe province. But she says in recent years, the services performed by CHWs in rural areas slowly became inconsistent as inadequate funding and the unavailability of medical supplies became a hurdle.
Marasin tu misay kami long simol marasin long health center na go inside by own road blow me yet minute so helping mo sick man come inside long. Yeah, some time we got enough points and by me helping long MCH clinic side. No come si marasin long all baby na go outside treat him all na come inside. Na suppose me sort long coins long helping all and me tapos then na with him all MCH long go out na me making that.
As the economy of Papua New Guinea grows, there are a lot of expectations that more money will be pumped into addressing the country's health problems and other issues. But unless the government takes these problems seriously, rural areas will continue to be left out, and people in places such as Lembati and Garaina in the Morobe province will continue to suffer.
And that's all we have time for. Thank you to everyone who participated in this edition as we featured the challenges in eye care and maternal health in the Bulolo district of Morobe. Next on Olsem Wanem, we feature natural disasters and the upcoming predictions of El Nino. If you have any comments or stories you'd like to share, please contact us via the address on your screen or visit us on our Facebook page. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your viewing on your #1 station, MTV.